Alright, everyone, welcome back again to this horror-filled moment. No, alright, interlude. Nope, still horror-filled. She dashes down the corridor, chasing the skull mask. The distance between them closes from 18 meters to a mere 5. Saber's close enough to cleave our enemy in two with a single step. But the enemy knows that too. If she closes in, he throws daggers to prevent her from finishing the fight. And if she doesn't close in, that gives him a chance to retreat. The skull doesn't sprint with Gale-like speed the way Saber does, but retreats with bestial agility. He slips through the narrow corridors with ease, navigating tight turns without losing speed. Does he have eyes in the back of his head? Or is his back the mask he turns towards Saber when he faces her down? Assassin, the skull-masked serpent, evades Saber's pursuit, keeping her neither too close nor too far, like a road mirage. Sparks fly. 3 daggers are hurled without any movement telegraphing their flight, yet they fail to touch Saber. Saber has some resistance to projectile attacks, just like his Lancer did. Compared to Lancer, who predicts their trajectories using air current sounds and its opponent's hostile intent, Saber predicts the attacks using air current sounds and her intuition. Invisible attacks are not particularly threatening to heroic spirits. They operate on a level beyond that, killing each other with decisive attacks that may be understood but not prevented. To continue the example, Lancer's spear is worthy to be a heroic spirit's noble phantasm. It is a weapon that pierces the heart without fail. Even if its identity is known, it cannot be blocked. The only ways to defend against that demonic spear would be to erect a brute barrier with magical energy exceeding that of the spear, to possess luck so auspicious that it bends the destiny-fixing effect of the spear, or to prevent Lancer from using the spear to begin with. Compared to that, Assassin's dirks are easily managed. They are lethal if they strike a vital point, but the fact that they can be simply blocked makes them a little different than pebbles. Assassin has thrown more than 40 dirks. The robed killer finally stops, his ammunition exhausted. His pursuer skids to a halt as well. Her enemy, who had kept her at a distance, has suddenly stopped. She can feel the sinister aura plainly emanating from Assassin. This is no time for a foolhardy charge. Saber takes a slight step back, despite knowing that the best tactical choice would be to cut him down here. I must not advance any further. Her intuition, which kept her alive for so many years, broadcasts the warning with maximum urgency. Do not advance. Do not approach the gloom. Saber does not answer, as she slightly raises the tip of her sword. It points at her enemy. 7 meters separate them now. It would take her 2 steps to reach him. It is a range that requires a swordsman like Saber to advance. Furthermore, she has a hidden weapon she can use only once, for which range is not even a consideration. Assassin's black cloak flutters. He does not know whether the breeze stirring it is coming from. The clarity of Assassin's voice belies his appearance. It resembles someone, the spearman she fought before, perhaps. Saber narrows her eyes. The skull chuckles in agreement. What use is throwing black painted daggers at someone who wields an invisible sword? Assassin keeps laughing, appreciating the clear difference in the 2 heroic spirits' calibers and the gap in their noble phantasm's capabilities.
そのような役割に選ばれる英霊など初めから存在し故に我らが役割は暗殺のみ。サーバントではなくマスターを殺すしか能のないなり損ないがアサシンなのだ。さてとなると私の標的はただ一人だけだ。理解できるかねセイバー。私の行動は全て君の主を仕留めるためだけのものだと。
シロ。
さよう。お前の主は我が雇い主がもてなしている。私を引き離したところで急がねば虫どもの餌食だぞ。
Saber's sword flashes into brilliance, or rather, she reveals the golden radiance that it always had.
風のまじないで刀身を隠している。なるほど。その風圧ならばその場からでも私を立てる。わざわざ七に踏み込むこともないというわけだ。
The black cloak sinks down. It turns out that the prey he lured out has a ranged weapon of its own. No stratagems or calculation can help him now. If Saber means to cut him from afar, then all Assassin can do is attempt to disrupt her up close.
立場が逆になったなアサシン。この風王結界見事踏み込んでみせるか。
ひどい女だ。イナゴの群れに飛び込めている。さりこのままでは竜の方向が放たれる。これは身体極まる。
Hold on, I need to check something. I'm pretty sure I didn't do it. I'm noticing it very easily now. Hold on. Advance. Sound. Alright. Here we go. It seems like... Oh. These two should be loud and clear. There's another one here. Why? You two. There's one more. You! That's why you sounded so low. Okay. I knew it. I was like, there's something that sounds off. Okay, we're good now. We're good. The skull mask reaches the ground. Crouching low, he resembles a crawling spider. The vacuum vortex of compressed air is about to be unleashed on Assassin. It would be insane to face it. Does he really expect to endure that lethal tempest by curling up on the ground?
さて、どう見てもこれで最後になろう。その前に語らせてもらおうか、セイバー。
That sounds so much better now.
お前は1対1ならば私に勝つと言ったな。
Saber raises her sword. She won't let him stall for an escape with words. Her eyes are locked onto Assassin. Even if he attempts spatial teleportation, she can finish him before he moves.
だからこそ私をマスターから引き離した。主を守るというその判断は正しい。
She raised her sword as high as it will go. Now all she has to do is let it fall. Assassin sinks even lower to the floor.
だが、そこにはお前自身を守るということが含まれていたのかな？
He asks a question. To that,
先を急ぐ。さらばだアサシン。
Saber answers with her sword. The duel is decided. Like a divine dragon, the vortex of air swallows corridor and skull both, snaking through the temple in a violent turmoil. There's no blocking or dodging it. As with Lancer's spear, the only way to stop Saber's invisible air is by overcoming it with sheer magical energy. Assassin's magical energy can't even compare to Saber's. The only way he could have stopped the attack is by stopping Saber from unleashing it. But it's too late to stop the released Tempest. The black cloak is sure to be cut into ribbons within a second of her sword stroke. A vortex of death descends on him. But in the midst of the vacuum wave, Assassin cries out in an exultant laugh and charges. An attack aimed at her neck. As Saber instantly parries it, the black cloak slips over her head and drops behind her. With godlike speed, Saber spins to attack him, but Assassin is no longer there, having leapt out of range. At the same time, the ominous presence she's been feeling now covers the ground beneath her feet.
さて、二つほど運がなかったな、セイバー。
The shadow spreads. Its muddy corruption taints her silver armor.
一つは相性。陣よけのまじないは砂漠を行く者には必須でな。私が知る唯一の魔術が風よけの皆であり。
The corridors plunge into darkness. Pale moonlight fails to illuminate the shadows as her consciousness fades. Oh man. She sees it.
アサシン、貴様は。
そうだ、セイバー。もう一つはこの場所を戦いの場に選んだことだ。ここには
She can't even hear Assassin's voice. In a few more seconds, she will disappear. This shadow consumes servants. Her body screams in revulsion, even as her thoughts fade. It doesn't matter if it's a futile gesture. She'll spend every last drop of magical energy if that's what it takes to break out of this bind. The shadow still only covers her feet. If she fights against it at maximum output, she can break free. Even if she loses most of her energy and part of her taken by the shadow, at least she can escape. And yet,
そうはいかん。お前はここで消えるぞ、セイバー。
the shadow isn't our only foe. The skull had been watching this effort play out like a spectator, but he is still a grim reaper, here to bring death.
初めから。
1対1ならば勝てると言ったな、セイバー。そう。それが間違いだ。お前は1人。こちらは2つ。私はただ、お前の注意を削ぐだけでよかった。
The shadow encroaches further. Her very existence begins to decay, starting with her feet. She lost sensation from her toes to her thighs, her legs becoming both part of this world and not part of it.
サーバントはそのあるやるに抗えん。お前が真っ当な英霊ならばなおさらだ。比較的近い私でさえ、触れれば魔力を奪われる。純正であるお前では、触れられただけで正気を失おう。だが、それは惜しい。むざむざお前を消滅させては、私の目的は果たせない。お前の心臓は、私がもらう。
お前が私を。
おかしいか。探検はそこをつき、私とて影には近づけぬ。その私がお前を仕留めるのは不可能だと。
Murderous intent emanates from the skull. Assassin's magical energy, which felt feeble so far, concentrates in his right arm. His right arm is a club, a misshapen thing without even a hand, that does not function as an arm. All it can do is dumbly strike his opponent. It cannot even hold his daggers. Now it warps. Bones bend and break. The skull's arm explodes upward like an abominable wing. What a bizarre sight. What a long, massive arm. Where another arm would end in a fist that is only his elbow. It bent into a grotesque forearm, and hand that seems sewn onto his shoulder. Saber's thoughts freeze. It can reach her. That arm is long enough to reach her. Once it does, it is sure to gouge out her heart. Before she can even tremble, his arm flutters. The cursed arm is thrust at her like a spear. There is a sound of flesh being sliced, and a gout of fresh blood. Red liquid splashes on the floor and speckles that black shadow. A shrill cackle escapes the skull mask. His outstretched arm is coated in crimson. Its deed done, it quickly retracts back towards Assassin. He has lost his monstrous arm.
おのれ貴様死に損ないの分際で
She lowers her sword. Assassin's cursed arm never reached Saber. Saber repelled the curse before it could extract the mirror image of her heart. Assassin's double phantasm cannot defeat Saber even in these dire straits. But we're also losing Saber! No. Having survived Lancer's causality reversing spear, she won't allow herself to die to such a vulgar curse. Ah. Why? That was the last resistance she can offer. All the power she built up to resist the shadow was spent in this final defense. She has no strength left to struggle with, and even if she did, it would be too late. The sinister aura she's felt the entire time is now emanating from her very self. The shadow devours her feet and reaches her for her waist. Not even moonlight can escape its hunger, and now it has become her. It's too late to do anything. The shadow creeps upward. It clouds over the silver-clad swordswoman's vision.
すまない白
She gasps as if craving oxygen and sinks into the murky swamp. Man, why? Zokin Mato stands there, looking just as he did the night before. He looks completely intact, even after Archer cut him in two. The old mage, waiting only for death to claim him, laughs as if the other night's events were all a dream. His methods are a mystery, but if he's truly recovered, then they must be in the realm of restoration, not just healing. You can't accomplish this by just healing a wound. It's grand magecraft which returned a lost body from nothing to its original form. So, does that mean he's immortal?
さて、そのような棒切れ一本で何をしようというのかな、小僧。
I face down Zokin with a strengthened Kyosaku stick. I can't get any closer to him, nor can I run away to join Saber. If Zokin is immortal, then there's nothing I can do against him with a stick.
わしを仕留めるか、サーバントの後を追うか。どちらにせよ、足を動かさねば始まるまいて。
Insects squirm and chitter all around the old mage. No, not just around them. I can see the shadows moving, blocking out the moonlight. I know what they are, even if I can't see them. The darkness is a disgusting horde of insects. Darker than black, they fill all four corners of the shrine room, covering every wall. The room is completely overrun by bugs teeming over the walls and the stench of rotten meat.
どうした？何をためらう？先日わしの腹を立ってくれたのはお主たちであろう。当坂の小娘と組んでわしを始末する腹ではなかったのか？
The insect-wielding Zokin is clearly enjoying this. Obviously, I can't do a damn thing about the swarms of insects with a stick. Zokin only needs to give the order to drown me in a sea of bugs. No, maybe. If I run outside as fast as I can, I might be able to break out of this desperate situation. There's a lot of them, but they're just bugs. I doubt they can take out a whole human in a matter of seconds.
よいぞ。わしはいくらでも待とう。セイバーの帰還を信じて待ち続けるか、その武器でわしを仕留めるか、それとも我が虫どもを振り払い外に出るか、好きな死に方を選ぶがよい。
Huh. It sounds like he doesn't intend to let me get away. The longer we drag out this staring match, the more bugs gather. Then I'll trust Saber and wait. Cut Zokin down. Use a command spell. Okay. We'll go with this. At this point in time, I'm going to try and use a command spell, even though, well, let's face it, we all know how this is going to work out. Should I try using a command spell? I don't think Saber would lose to Assassin, but this situation is too unfavorable. This is that old fiend we're talking here. It's too dangerous to let Saber fight alone.
ほう、不出来な殺気を上手に畳み寄ったな。何やら考えがあるようだが。
His chuckle is condescending. It's a laugh that says he'll let me try anything I want since it's all child's play. Fine, go ahead and laugh. If command spells are supposed to respond to my wishes, then I'll use as many as it takes to call Saber back.
Saber!
Without taking my eyes off the shadows before me, I focus my will on my left hand. I give one simple order. I call Saber back to my side immediately. He notices it's too late. My left hand blazes with warmth, releasing its compressed magical energy in response to its master's wishes. No! And loses its color after a brief moment of pain. I wish it only failed. I like to believe that I used it wrong because I don't know how it works.
どうやらことは済んだようじゃの。脅かしおって寿命が10年ほど縮んだぞ。
Oh man, Saber, why? His laughter grates in my ears. Far away I hear a wind howling like a death cry. My left hand throbs in pain. The back of my hand is tingling. It hurts where the command spells are, almost like I'm bleeding there. I feel awful dread. I feel awful dread. I feel awful dread. The pain in my left hand. The howling wind gone silent. The old insect-wielding mage, laughter filling the room with his bloodlust.
いや、紛れもない現実よ。お主もマスターならばわかろう。オノガサーバントがこの世から消滅した事実がな。
My mind is paralyzed. My vision freezes. What is he talking about?
何をほけておる。セーバーは死んだ。格下と侮ったアサシンに敗れた。そんなこともわからんのか、小僧。
Bullshit, right? My left hand hurts. It really hurts. But my command spells are still there. They're growing fainter by the second, like they're about to fade, but they aren't gone yet. Then Saber still has to be out there, ready to come to me right now.
ではしまいにするか。当坂の小娘はまだ使い道があるがな。お前はこれで用済みよ、小僧。セーバーともども我が聖地で死に絶えるがよい。
言ってんじゃねえぞ、てめえ
I run. I charge at the enemy before me, trying to shake off the pain in my left hand and the horrible dread. I step towards Zokin and swing the Kiyotsaku stake with all my strength. I aim a vertical slash from skull to groin. But something repels it, immediately sending me flying backward. My back slams into a wall. I can't breathe, like someone punched the wind out of me. My back feels numb where it hit the wall, like when you get too close to a fire. I hear bugs near my ear. The bugs coating the wall move so that they wouldn't be crushed when I hit it. Even their chittering seems to taunt me.
間に合ったか、アサシ。では小僧の始末もお主に任せよう。セーバーに比べれば楽な作業。ゆるりと楽しむがいい。
Zokin disappears. In the darkness where he lurked, a white skull snickers at me. So that's the assassin servant. He's a black-robed killer with a white mask that suits Zokin well. He's gonna kill me. My left hand hurts. I can barely think. My heartbeat reaches a fever pitch realizing these are my last moments. Assassin hurls lethal weapon at my groin, throat, heart, and stomach, and I have no way to stop them. Silver light repels the incoming attack. A blade bats aside all 4 daggers that were about to kill me. Only one person could have done that. My left hand still hurts. My command spells aren't gone yet. That means...
Saber!
バカめ、しくじりおったのか。
I look up. Someone appears as if to protect me from the white masked servant, but it's... Ryder.
え？
Another servant in dark clothes, like assassin.
ライト。
There's no doubt about it. That's Shinji's servant, Ryder. Why is she here to help me?
おのれ、わしに逆らうか。構わぬアサシン。邪魔をするのなら、そやつもしますせい。
The skull answers Zokin's shout. Her long hair traces through the air. Ryder wordlessly turns toward Assassin. Facing the rain of daggers he unleashes. I can't follow the daggers in my eyes. The skull masks bounds and scrambles around the cramped shrine room. As soon as I spot him on the walls, he's on the ceiling, then the floor, throwing one dagger after another. They come from every direction without end, giving their target no chance to block or evade them all. In the blink of an eye, the volley of daggers lines the floor like a sharp forest. Ryder can't deal with that. I've seen her move when she fought Saber. Assassin's assault was probably fierce enough to keep Saber at bay. Like she beat Ryder in a single blow, so Ryder has no chance. The white skull hurls a merciless barrage of darts, but then I notice something like frustration behind his attacks. By the time I realize what's wrong, the difference in power is already clear. They aren't hitting her. Not a single one of the dozens of daggers from the shadows even scratches Ryder. The voice comes from the ceiling. Assassin glares hatefully at his foe. Maybe he ran out of daggers. There. Is a gigantic snake. I don't believe it. That many daggers. Ryder evaded them all with a pure speed. It's not like when she saved me moments earlier. She simply raced around on the ground as if to declare that she didn't even need to block the daggers to defend herself.
何を遊んでおるアサシン。我が孫のサーバントといえど容赦はいらん。早々に片付けんか。
それはできない。こやつ、以前とは違う。
Assassin eyes Ryder dubiously from the ceiling. Ryder's different from the servant I witnessed before. The magical energy in her body and the sheer physical prowess are on a totally different level. She might not be as strong as Saber, but she's clearly superior to Assassin.
貴様、なぜ？
Ryder doesn't answer. She just crouches low. Just as I realize it's the posture of a predator about to pounce on its prey. Ryder flies up at the ceiling while Assassin leaps at the ground, and they cross blades. Oh! Both fighters clash their daggers and land, facing away from each other. Ryder is unharmed. Meanwhile, Assassin's shoulder is skewered by one of her daggers. Assassin attempts to pull out the dagger in his shoulder. Before he can, a metallic sound of chains rings out, and Ryder uses her chains to bodily swing Assassin around. Ow! The skull shrieks in pain. Ryder just keeps spinning him around mercilessly. Just like swinging a ball and chain. Assassin flails through the room helplessly, crashing through walls, his arms and legs bending at wrong angles with each impact. I duck to avoid the whirling man tornado. It can't be described as merely powerful or violent. After spinning him around as she pleases, she lets the centrifugal force carry him and lets go. It's like throwing a sledgehammer. Assassin, his bones shattered, is thrown through the last wall head first. And goes flying. The skull masked servant is tossed out into the temple yard like a piece of trash, bounces off the ground a few times, spattering blood everywhere, and finally rolls to a stop at the mountain gate. That was brutal. I know by now that servants don't die that easily, but he probably can't fight anymore.
愚か者が。
Zokin's presence fades. Something the table's turning, the old mage departs with a harsh word for Ryder. And the bugs that were cowering in the corners of the room leave with their master. The pain where Assassin punched me in the stomach brings me back to my senses. Ryder and I are the only ones left in the shrine room. I take a deep breath to calm myself down. After a moment, I realized that only my stomach and back are hurting. I know what that means now, even without thinking about it. I push through my dizziness and head for the corridor.
待ちなさい。一人で行動するのは危険です。